Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another amazing session of the Playhouse. Yani, I've said it's amazing because I know it's going to be amazing. The Playhouse is the place where you get to hear stories from producers, musicians, the real OGs of the game. And that story combined becomes literally the story of the Kenyan music industry. With me today, Yani, guys, I have accosted the guy at his digs, man. He was on leave and I'm like, hey, homie, I need to come and get your story. I don't care what you're doing. Brought some chicken. Let's hear your story.
You need to pull that chicken, by the way.
None other than BIGPIN, the beast from the east.
His name is BIGPIN. I am to the beat. Move to the left when the am to the beat. Say BIGPIN. That's why they call me Pin, Luo, Floor, Rap King. Everybody let's sing. Say BIGPIN. I am to the beat. Move to the left when the am to the beat. Say BIGPIN. That's why they call me Pin, Luo, Floor, Rap King. Everybody let's sing.
Is there?
What up, BIGPIN, man?
Easy, bro. How you doing?
Hey, first of all, start off. What are your Maginas? Real name, ID?
ID, ile kitambulisho.
Uh-huh.
My real names are Crispin Mwangale. Crispin O'Brien Mwangale.
And how many years have you been in this industry?
I've been in this industry 17 to 18 years now.
17, 18 years,
17,
dude.
18
You're
years.
older than some. You've been in this game longer than some of the people watching this thing right now. Which,
That's where it started, bro.
I know, homie, and that's why I've got you here in front. So this is what I do. And we are going to speak here today. You're going to give us stories. Guys, I've been dying for me to have somebody from Ogopa on this place. So it's good to have you.
Super.
But you on your own right as a musician, Yani, there's a lot of stories we're going to get from you. So let's throw this thing way back.
Way back.
Yeah, beginning
as the
days.
slogan says.
So, when did the love for the music start?
Well, I think my love for music has just been there. I don't even think I can remember when. I think, like, my memory of music is infinity. Like, I think I was born and I knew music.
Yeah.
You know, I can't remember at 4, at 5 is when I started listening to music.
Yeah.
I think I just like music, but when I really actually started taking, now going to the effort of going to get my own music, or let's say choosing a genre of music to listen to, that was probably class 5, 6. I started writing then. So I used to write poems. I used to like get poems from other books and try like rap them or sing them, you get, because like poems, like most poems normally have like the rhyme at the end, you get, so that was my thing. So I used to get people's poems, then I try and sing them in my own tune or in my own melody or how to do it, you know. So I even remember one of it's so hilarious because one of the songs I actually wrote a poem to was called the poem was called Little Bird Upon the Tree. Then I used the sound for, I used the vocals for Mwenda wakwa mariro igara kware goro. What's that guy's name?
Is it Kamaru?
Is it Kamaru?
Anyway, but that guy, we all know the song. We know the song.
That song. So, like, how did this go? Yeah, it goes like a little bird upon the tree, come and sing a song to me. I am singing here alone, come and sit upon the stone. And the little girl said, no, mama will not let me go. You will shut me up and but to hope about and fly. Little bird upon the tree, come and sing a song to me. You know, so that's what I used to do.
That's from like what year? That's class 5, 6.
That's class 5, 6.
Where were you in primary?
I was in Makini.
You're in Makini, yeah?
Yes.
Whoa, man.
So that's what I used to, that's how I used to get the interest of music. So I could get poems, then I think of a song which I like or which is banging at that time, then I just try and fuse them together.
What? So
that's when my interest really started now. So class 7, 8, of course, now there was like different vibes. I was now more into hip hop now. I started understanding hip hop.
Give me, what kind of artists were you listening to at the time?
Then I was still, I remember there was, of course there were Kina Snoop, definitely. But I was more of a West Coast guy. So Tupac, of course, but Tupac came a bit later. Let's say,
Warren G.
Warren G, yes, that's who I was looking for. Warren G, that's the kind of vibe I was feeling then. So, that's the time I was going through now a phase, even I remember in primary school, I was even expelled from Makini. That's when I went to Kilimani Junior. But guys, I went to 7, let me tell you, I went to 7 primary schools. Yeah, I went to 7 primary schools.
What?
And it's from class 1 to 8.
You get that.
So you can-
Why you being expelled? You're just a notorious naughty kid.
Not really. One, like my dad was a politician. So we used to travel a lot. Like we used to move from county to county. He's been moved here, so we moved. So I remember at some point we moved to Eldoret. Like my mom got a job in Eldoret because my dad was doing something there.
Yeah.
So we stayed in Eldoret like for 2 years. Then we moved back to Nairobi. We stayed in Nairobi for I think almost 10 years. We went to UK for a year. We went to UK for a year. We came back and stayed back in Nairobi. So we used to move a lot. So all that time, remember, I just moved in schools. So I was in Nyahururu. I was in Ilete at some point. I was in Moi University Primary School. That was in Eldoret now. Then I was in Makini. Then I was in Kilewani Junior. Then I was in New Muthaiga. All that is primary school.
That's insane.
Oh, there's one I'm forgetting. There's one called, my mom told me like kindergarten is St. Lucy something. It's somewhere in Lavington. Then, so those are 7 schools. Then of course I went to high school. High school I went to St. Christopher's.
Okay, so now at this time.
Yeah, so at this time is when now
High school.
High school, yes. High school is when the art was really sort of like now forming, That's when I decided, I'd sort of known that this is like my thing, but at the same time I was still not sure. You know how there's really nothing happening in the Kenyan industry. So there's just like,
What year is this, by the way?
This is what?
The 90s.
No, not the 90s.
No, high school.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the 90s. Sorry. Yes. So this is 98, 99. Yeah, that's when this whole vibe, like hip hop was really, West Coast was really, high school. Now we got in everything. Now like this TV. We're watching Rap. Yeah. So we're exposed. Now we're getting towards these things. This Hanyee, which came a bit later. But now there's a vibe to it with the younger guys. So that's when, then I started playing rugby. So that was my main sport. I was also the games captain of sport. So, not of sport, of course, he's games captain. He can't be of anything else. Anyway, so I started moving into writing chants for when we were going to play a game. Those two sections guys used to write like for rugby.
Yeah.
Ale, inabushi shemo, sing. My name is Pino, I'm in my limo with a chick called Nemo. We're doing ini my Nemo, sing. Ale. Like now, guys are now in the bus,
Yeah.
So in the bus, like guys getting such, it's like, so I used to be the guy who used to lead. So I had to go home and keep on writing now these chants. You get?
Yeah.
So that's when I started becoming now more creative, not just writing taking people's poems and remember I started with poems, then put them to words, then I started listening more, then I started writing my own poems, then I started out rapping, like really just knowing every rap. There was a point I knew every rap you could ever think of, like Tupac's album, all of it, word by word.
All Eyes on Me.
All Eyes on Me. Machiavelli, Biggie, Ja Rule, like I knew every song. Like that was my MO. Like I have to know the song word by word. Then from there I started, I think that's from that point is when I started saying, okay, now I know how to sing all these songs. Let me go down to see what I can write for myself again. So that was the point. I was doing the hype thing for the school bus when we were going for games. Then I was like the main rugby player, like in St. Christopher's. I was like the star of the team. That's why, hence the name BIGPIN.
Why?
My real names, as I said before, are Crispin.
Yeah.
But I was big in high school. I was big then. So Chol, the guy called Chol, man, say cheers. Chol is actually Garang's son. Like that's like a really cool guy to know with high school together. So Chol decided to remove Chris and put Big. Yeah, he was a sports guy. He was very like athletic, and I think he was a fan of my sports. Because I used to play soccer. I was good in soccer. I used to play. I was a good swimmer. I was a good rugby player. So he was sort of like a fan of my athleticism, Yeah. So it's like, remove the big. And then I was big. So I used to wonder, how could this guy do this? He can sprint. He's big. He can swim. So I think that's what used to fascinate him. So he removed the big. The Toyo Chris. Yeah. So he removed the Chris and put big. Then the pin. So it even made it funny.
BIGPIN, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, pin, big. It's like, yeah, that's a cool name. It's like, yeah, so this called me BIGPIN. It's like, yeah. So we even started a group in school. So after the chanting, we go for games, we come chant. So we started a group in school, me and Timothy Mlei and Christopher Temple and Alexander and a couple of guys. So we had a name for our band. I don't remember what his name was called, but we had a cool name, you know.
Yeah.
So, but we never really did anything with that band. Like we just used to do the same thing which I used to do like in nursery, like get people's songs, like people's like melodies, but just put our own words. You get, yeah.
So were you rapping on an a cappella instrumental?
Not an instrumental, yeah, maybe like an instrumental, but an instrument, you know, like a song instrumental. Like I remember there's a song we used to sing. The very first time that I saw your brown eyes. So now we used to change it to Meno said hello and I said hi. Now Meno used to be our Mrs. Menelik. She used to be our headmistress. So we used to sing like those things, like in such a melody. You get, so there's no, there's no instrumental. It's like a melody, but you just put in your own words.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. It's like a cover.
It's like a cover.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, it is a cover.
Yeah.
It is actually a cover. Yeah.
No, then it wasn't a. I mean,
Yeah, then it wasn't a cover, yeah. But now when I think about it, it is actually a cover. So that's what we used to do. And so that was, I mean, from 3 now. So there's that balance of school still. So you really can't do your band thing or your writing thing as much because you have to think of exams and sports and, you know. So it used to become like on and off on holidays. So we moved to South. I mean, this was now in Form 2. Let's say Form 2. At least I've gotten everything. So we used to stay in Gumo. So one day I'm just at home at like 5:30, 6, like just from school, you know, we just entered the house, like the school bus dropped you guys, we've entered the house. I get like my rush used to be to go home and watch Rappem. I remember it was a Monday, so Rappem used to be on Monday.
Yep.
It's like I can't miss Rappem, you know. So I've get the house, I'm still in school uniform, drop my bag. There's no one at home because it just used to be me because my brother used to come like maybe 40 minutes later. So it's just me and the house, in the house. So I work at the TV, so I'm watching Rappem, and it's sort of like drizzling-ish, you know. So I'm watching Rappem, then I hear someone knocking the gate. So I'm like, now who's this? Who's killing my vibe? I remember the song that was playing was Coolio, Gangsta's Paradise.
Yeah.
It's like, I've wanted to watch this video and I'm finally watching it, then someone is telling me at the gate. So they knock again, I'm like, shit, so I've got to get an open. So I go open, so this guy open, I open and this guy tells me, Abari, mzuri sana, Mama yuko? So Mama yuko? Then the guy just stares and looks at me. So there's a pickup park there and there's another guy standing on the side, like beside him. So I look at him, he's like, see, you finish quickly, Mazemi, I need to go back and listen to my Coolio. You know, so the guy's like, and I'm going to Funga, the guy tells me, so Mama yuko? I was like, Mama yuko. So in my head, I'm like, what do these guys want with my lady anyway? So it's like, Mom is not there. If there's any message you tell me, I'll tell her. So I go, when I'm going to Funga the gate, I don't know if the guy kicked it or I don't know what happened. Me, I just saw a light. So apparently the guy shot me.
What? What?
Yeah. Like it was so random. I remember it was a Monday, you know. So I just remember feeling like raindrops because now I was on the floor and I'm seeing people passing. Then it's like a mirage, then I'm hearing screams now, I think from the neighbors, and I could hear one of them saying, Wewe, telling my bro now, Wewe, usishuke chini from upstairs now, because my bro was upstairs.
Yeah.
You know. So so there's just a lot happening. They're just seeing people moving. Then I'm trying to move. Then okay, I feel I can move. Then I remember them. Imagine after all that, the only thing, he stole a TV and like a 2-seater and what else they steal? And the video cassette player.
The VHS.
Yeah, the VHS and the system for that, you know. So it was so crazy. So I just remember seeing him carrying like a kitty, you know. So in my head I was like, hey, let me pretend that like they're not seeing me, so let me not move and whatever. So that's what I remember doing. Then at some point everything just became quiet. Then like I sort of like woke up, my bro came down, the neighbors came, you know, and this was confusion. So I was still in school uniform. Remember, I hadn't even chomwad my uniform. I was still in like school pants and my school shirt. So when I wake up, my bro starts like, he's in panic. He's like, shit, you've been shot, because my arms is just red.
Yeah.
Then, so I see the blood is when I'm in now pain. I'm like, shit, I've been shot, you know, but now like I can't see anything. So my cousin was there as well. He came and opened my shirt and just saw this, you know.
You get that's the bullet wound.
Yeah. So he saw this from his end. So he told me, no, it's not a bullet wound. You've just been grazed, you know. So we're like, cool. So if this is a graze, then how painful? And it's this painful.
Yeah.
Then how painful is a bullet wound? So we even start laughing. We're like, shit, you've been shot. So when my bro comes behind me is when he sees the exit. And he's like, shit, you have been shot. Because my arm is now swollen because of hand powder.
Yeah.
So my arm is swollen. So now I'm like, oh shit, I've been shot. So in the midst of all that, the neighbors are coming. So my mom comes, you know. So my mom comes and there's commotion outside. You know, she just puts me in the car and I'm taken to hospital. So I was in Nairobi hospital like for 2 weeks. Like my mom actually moved. Apparently she moved that same day. Like when I was in hospital, she came back and us guys moved and went to South Sea.
What?
I mean, sorry. We moved and went to and stayed in a hotel for almost 3 weeks when I was in hospital. I remember even my bro used to be picked from hotels. Like when you guys live in a hotel, it's such a weird story. So like he used to go to school from the hotel. So even me, by the time I was coming out, because I was in hospital for 2 weeks, on the third week is when we were moving. So I was staying in a hotel for a week, still looking for a house. Because my mom was just like, I cannot, you know, have such whatever. It's like my son is being shot at home, you know, it's just like, you know, it's just crazy. So we moved to South Sea. So I come back to school, the school hero, you know, been short, I'm a rapper. So now it's getting to my head now, you know, there's so much, you know, I've been listening to Tupac, or sort of listening to Gangsta's Paradise. Like, what the hell is happening, you know? Like, it's crazy.